mistake is only a mistake after the event. Think about that. A mistake is only a mistake after the event. Up until that point, it's the correct decision. Mukesh, how you doing, friend? Good to see you, champ. A mistake is only a mistake after the event. No one, including me, wakes up and says, you know what, I'm going to go cook today. But occasionally I do. But what an expert is someone who has made all the mistakes in a particular field. So in order for you to be an expert in your field, you need to make the mistakes. Start talking yourself into decisions, and always ask this question: if you can live with the downside of any decision, you should go for it. So me and the wife were one day away from getting divorced 6 years ago. One day away from getting divorced. Having achieved everything, financially, business-wise, yet the relationship was gone. And I want you to imagine for a second that you're captain of a ship. Now you are the captain of a ship, your ship, and over here is an island with health and relationships. And over here is an island with wealth. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams. You can only go full speed ahead to one of them. And this goes back to what we talked about today. You know, my motivation right now, me and the wife never got divorced. We worked out that actually we wanted to be together. What we wanted is us to work. Because we forgot each other in this whole pursuit of success. And I ended up with success. Success, I was ill. I was ill. Me, the dynamic entrepreneur, gone mentally. Because I burnt myself out. So this is what I said, it all starts with belief. It all starts when you believe you can do it. And as important as your balance sheet is, so is your mental health. Because last time I've ever checked a business, it doesn't say mental health and the director on the side there. I'd rather in the red. But you need to understand this. It is your biggest business tool, your brain, and it's the one that we use least in business. When I started, I had no resource. The only thing I had was a brain. I've constantly used that to make better decisions faster. So here's the thing. In summary, and I will take over any questions if anyone's got any. This is your life. This is your business. And yes, I know it's going to be a long, arduous road, but the road is littered, left and right, of people that give up their journey because it got too hard. People that said, you know what, I'm never going to do that again. You have to learn from it. If you really want to be an expert, you have to learn from the mistakes, the things when it doesn't go your way. And here's the thing. Every single person in this room has something that one of the richest men in the world doesn't have. Steve Jobs. Think about that. Steve Jobs doesn't have it today. He doesn't have it tomorrow anymore. And if you could speak to God, whoever your God is, and say, listen, I'm selling extra days of your life for £1,000, how many would you pay for now? None. If, however, you had 1 day left, how many would you pay for? As many as you could afford. You would sell everything. And I say to you in this room, why wait? Why wait to say the things that you want to say? Why wait to do the things that you want to do? See, me and my wife, we ignored each other because we were so busy being busy. And then when we realised that we didn't want to go our separate ways, a health scare came over our family. And that hand of my wife, that had always been there the preceding 20 years, suddenly made itself visible. The same hand that I not saw because I've been so busy. And I say to you right now, the signs that you need for your success, the signs that you need to live a life which is fulfilled, are right in front of you. But whether you miss those signposts or not is down to you. It's not how much money you earn, it's how well you live. And I am a guy who's now, I've stopped chasing more money. I've stopped chasing more stuff. And found it in my head to try help more people, to try and help more people to achieve their success, which is exactly what we talked about before. Because there comes a point when you've got a 40-inch television, you say, oh, in life will be good when you get 50, then you get 50, then a 60, then a 70, then an 80, then 100. When's the end? Stop chasing. So maybe, just maybe, you should be happy with what you've got today in your life. Your children, your grandchildren, your children, your family, your wife, your partner, whatever. Be thankful for what you've got. And only when you're strong and thankful for what you've already got, can you actually do the things that you need to do. When I first started my business off, £25,000 in debt, I was in survival mode. Survival mode. And you can't be entrepreneurial in your thinking whilst you're in survival mode. You can't do both. You can't go left and right at the same time. So you need to get yourself out of survival mode. And only when you get yourself out of survival mode can you get entrepreneurial. And also, here's the thing, when you go on a plane, it says, in the event of an emergency, place your own oxygen mask on before you help others. And I realised something, that the more strength, clout, influence that I've got, the more I could help and influence and provide that clout. The old days, I would give my last pound to a big issue salesperson. That's not helping me. So get yourself strong. Get your colleagues strong. Get the global network strong. My name is Burton, the UK's number one motivational business speaker, not a stick as a look. Thank you. So, we do have time. Rajeev, here he is, look at this. That's quick as a flash. Go on, fella. Yeah! Hey, look at it, like it. Well done, friend. Thank you so much. So, we do have time for any questions if you've got. I mean, I'm sure Rajeev may have a question or two. But, go on.
Yeah, the first question is now, are you up for making it a success?
Yes, no question. You know, no question. It all starts with you. As I said, it all starts with you. So you get 100% belief. It's a whole lot easier to pass 100% belief on. So can I support you on this? Absolutely. And I think today, as I said, let's be honest here, we prefer some more chairs and showroom. It doesn't make no difference. When I started my business off 10 years ago, I remember my network now, 5,000 meetings a year. I remember having to get in a car from Somerset, a 360-mile round trip, to go and sit in a meeting with 6 people there for a networking meeting. It was horrible. It was horrible, and I remember, but the only way that I managed to get to where I am was the direct result of doing that. So I think today you made the start. I think you made the start, and what I would like to see is you not get blown about off your start line, and actually use this now as a baseline to start moving on it, and actually pat yourself on the back rather than beat yourself up.
Because it has been months and months of hard work, and every time, just like yours was, what I'm doing it for.
Yep.
People say yes, coming, I am in it.
Yep.
And they keep sending emails, and send a text message, WhatsApp message, yes, I'm definitely, and you ask speaker, what are, blah, blah, blah.
So I just run an event on Friday at Wolverhampton Racecourse. We have 1,400 pre-registrations, of which 700-800 turned up. So this is the thing, this is the thing, and there's an irony to this, which is when you start charging people 200 quid, they turn up. Right? I'm serious. I mean, it's crazy, because you would be better doing it that way, because people don't respect free. True story. And I realised this because I came at this from a benign heart, which actually, if I said to you, which one's the best motivational speaker, one at £50 or one at £5,000, straight away everyone thinks that. And I would be inclined, from my experience, to be charging £179 a seat, and I think it'd be a whole lot easier to sell it. I'm serious. I think you'd get more value, and that's something. But once again, this is a case of you learning from this and not wilting and not going, you know what, boom, nah. And I think it's a case of when I started my business off, I begged, stealed, and borrowed, right, for about 4 years. Right, it is now a time for you to leverage all your individual contacts and actually say, listen, let's do it. Start on a smaller scale and build up. To build a big one, you start with a small one. Wife. Oh, the boss is speaking on that.
As you said, you've been working on this for so long, and you had that, and then so many people filling.
Yeah.
What was your strongest motivation to keep going?
To make a positive difference, like genuinely, right? Because when you start a project off like this, you ain't making any money. So if your only motivation is money, it's not enough. So you need some reason to go on. But what I would say is, from experience, where you are now, get a room that can take 100 people, get 5 speakers in there next time, get a sponsor, and then start small. Start small and actually start building up. See, goes back down to what I said. To get to C, you've got to go by A and B. And I think one of the things that I've written in one of my books, which I'll give you in a second, is concentrate on the small picture, and the big picture will paint itself. And that's how I've done my business. Now, here's the thing, I don't have any MBA or any of that. I am just a normal guy, but what I've used is kind of common sense kind of stuff, really, and stuff that just kind of works. And maybe it's my business naivety that has allowed me to get to where I am, because I've done the things that everyone who's an expert told me I couldn't do. Everything. I mean, dressing like this, what's this about? Can I tell you something, what success is? Success is spending 100% of your time being you, right? That's true success. If I had to wear a 3-piece suit and a pocket watch to have £1 million in my bank now, that's not success. Success is doing it your way. And like I say, you've got to start today. And I think you've just got to be brave enough now to go, okay, let's go back. There's an exercise that I do post-event with my team. And I get a piece of paper, an A4, and on the left it says LB, and on the right it says NT. Like best, next time. So we say, what do we like best? What do we do next time? And that's a great way for you to realise that the next stage and what you need to do in order to move things on.
Can I ask you, what is the catalyst? Everybody in public life or business, they suddenly have something which spark that thing, which, for example, I was just putting the doctor and said, what are you doing about the Indian doctors coming to court? This is 22 years ago. I'm not ready. But it will build a very powerful organization. So what is the catalyst we should look for? Or because without that, you know if it's...
Okay. So what is the catalyst? For me, the catalyst was I realised that my life was ebbing away at 30 years old. I realised that I'm not getting any younger. I realised that for me to look at that, if somebody's car and go, that's okay for them, or it's okay for them, and actually realise that actually, somewhere along the way, they've all got their own story. So this has to be an internal job. Motivation has to be an internal job. Today, what will have happened is there will be 60% of people in here today that will change as a result of listening to me. There'll be 40% of them of people that don't, and then you'll still be in the same situation. It's got to come from you. But I'll tell you something. If I would have listened to me at 29-year-old, I'd have ignored me as well. So this is there's a question, a joke that I share, which is how many motivational speakers does it take to change a light bulb? One, but the light bulb's got a lot of change. It's got to come from you. The catalyst has to come from you, whatever your motivation. And I'm telling you, if people's motivation is loads of money, there's such a long journey from there to loads of money that actually it's a scary, daunting journey. So no one ever does it. So this is what I say, which is what you should do is have a short-term plan, a medium-term plan, and a long-term plan. Always have them in rotation. So as soon as you hit your short-term, you're on to your medium, and that's what I've always got. I've got 3 plans, and
It is a journey that really is important motivator rather than the end goal.
So it's the journey that motivates rather than the end goal. I actually think what happens is signposts. Every single day you see signposts, and you just walk past them in your life. And I think something happens in I'll give you that book, by the way, that's the one I talk about. Is this whole piece where you start to see the signs. See, I was 31 when I started my business off. How many opportunities have I walked past because I didn't see them there, or I didn't think it was for me? And actively now,